and this week we have a lot to discuss. Each of our co-hosts will have 1 minute to chime in and answer some questions and talk about some topics that we have to discuss today. First, we'll talk about Doc Rivers and how he is considering retirement after the Celtics loss in Game 7. Let's go to Nick for his opinion.
Well, Doc Rivers, in my opinion, he's got to stay. Doc Rivers, he just can't leave basketball. It's his game, he's played it, he's coached it, and it's like Phil Jackson. People are saying maybe he would leave sooner or later, but he just can't. It's his game, he's played it, and let's face it, Doc Rivers is one of the best coaches in the NBA. For him, I don't think he would want to put the Celtics in jeopardy in any way. And if you think about it, Doc Rivers, after playing, I mean, why would he want to leave? Is there any reason? I mean, after thinking about it, I mean, there's no reason why he should just go. He's got too much coaching talent, and he should be the greatest coach, one of the greatest coaches ever in NBA history.
Well, I agree with you there, Nick, because Doc Rivers is a great coach. I like how you, you referred him and you compared him with Phil Jackson. I think that he might want to leave. I don't mean to disappoint any Celtics fans, but like say my dad was the coach of the Celtics, he wouldn't see me year round, and I'd be upset. And maybe Doc just wants to spend some time with his kids, and I respect that. I'd love him to stay, but I think he might, take his bow, leave. I mean, he's a great coach. Someday he might return to be involved with the Celtics, but, I think he might be done here. That's what I have to say. What about you, Josh?
Well, I completely agree that he is one of the greatest coaches in the NBA right now, but I will also say that didn't many people say the same thing about Red Auerbach? About him being the greatest coach in maybe NBA history, and he retired, and people thought this is the end of the world, the Celtics are never going to win ever again. Doc led them to the finals 2 out of the last 3 seasons, guys. I think that he shouldn't leave, but at the same time, his kids, he wants to be a father. He's got 2 kids, 2 exceptional athletes. He wants to see them play more often, and, as much as Celtics fans don't want to see him leave, they said the same thing about Red Auerbach, and Doc came in and he led them to 1 championship and 2 finals appearances of the last 3 seasons. If he can do it, then any other coach can too. I think they'll be fine.
Well, here's the deal. I don't think it's about Doc Rivers' kids. I don't think it's about Doc Rivers' family at all. I believe it's about Doc Rivers' team, the Boston Celtics. In my opinion, they want to keep the team together. I heard there was a report out the other day that Danny Ainge wants to keep the same group of players, the same big 3 with Rondo and Perkins, even though he's injured, on the court together. Doc Rivers also seems to want that. I think that the reason he hasn't made his decision is because the players on the Celtics haven't made their decisions. If Ray Allen leaves, if Paul Pierce opts out of his contract, then I don't think that Doc Rivers is coming back. He'll stay home with his family and be just a father. But if Paul Pierce decides to not opt out of his contract, if Perkins can come back healthy, and if the Celtics re-sign Ray Allen and they have the same core group of players that they've had the last 3 years, I think Doc Rivers will come back and will be ready to coach the Celtics to another championship. So I don't think it's about family. I think it's about his team, the Boston Celtics.